and out. And I'm
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, Tiki Live, Rumble, iTunes, TuneIn, and more. Why? Because I want the maximum splatter zone for more hope and happiness, which is what this show is about. So there's no gossip, no scandal, no K-words, no Kanye talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. I'm Dr. Marissa, your celebrity host, producer of this show for almost 9 years. We are on show number 687, and I'm so glad that you joined me today. And you know that you can interact with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays by going to my YouTube channel, which is just Dr. Marissa, Google that, or on my Facebook. And I think I'm at Max Friends, but you can always do the follow, and then you'll be able to get into the studio. There's a link right there. And if it works, we're going to have a special guest on who you will see in a video. In fact, it's normally compliments, callers, and commercial Tuesday, which we will still have. But I had a plethora of really wonderful stories that I got to cover with my side fifth job as a freelance broadcast journalist with the New York news agency. And so when they send me on stories that I want to put on the show, I get 2 sets of interviews, and then I put them together in a little video montage and show them to you. And that's what is in store for you today. I have 3 fabulous stories. The first story is about women in sports, and I got to go to the Nike headquarter field yesterday in Playa del Rey, and I have new friends there. I got to interview, and let me make sure I have the names right. And Margi, if you're listening and want to come on, I hope I put the link. Yeah, there's a link that you can come in with. She just asked me the question. Let's see. I will do that in a second. Let's bring my YouTube, my Instagram people on live right now, and I can answer that question because she'll probably pop on there. And it was a great story. Nike's giving away 12,000 or 20,000, a lot of sports bras to young girls who maybe wouldn't have access, and that's why they don't want to play. There's many young girls who are discouraged from playing sports. And so she is actually, Margi is a medal winner in Teqball. So I got to learn that, as well as meet Shawna Gordon, who has played professional women's football of the European kind, and got an interview with her, as well as the liaison for Angel City Football and their game coming up. So I'm going to play that right now. And for those of you, hi to my people on Instagram. We've got Michael and a number of other eyeballs. If you want to come interact with me, Michael, or anyone else, just go to my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Marissa Pay, P-E-I, but you should find it on Dr. Marissa. And there's a link there, or come onto my Facebook, Marissa Pay, Dr. Marissa Pay, and the link should be there as well. And just pop into the studio, and then I'll put you on as we take a look at my first story that I got to go out and look at. I had all these loaded, but we just had an internet opportunity. Here we go.
This is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and I'm here to balance out all the bad news that you see every single day with some good news. And I'm here at the Angel
Sam, can you adjust that volume, please?
clinic, and I have someone very special here who's going to introduce herself and tell me why she's here with all of these wonderful young women that you can hear in the background, all over ready to go into action.
Amazing.
Okay.
I'm Catherine Davila. I'm the head of community for Angel City FC, and today
Is it bad?
our countdown to kickoff, which is on Friday, by the way. Friday at the California Stadium.
Hopefully the next one is
And we
better.
have events every night this week because what we're all about is bringing our community together around
I'm up full as well.
that make us feel good, and it seems like the right way to start that off with a free clinic for 150 girls from across Los Angeles, and we're doing that alongside our partners Nike and Football for Her. And also, every girl who's here today is going to get a Nike sports bra as part of our commitment to delivering sports bras to 22,000 girls
It is
across
22,000.
Southern California.
And that's a beautiful thing because some people don't have access, other people do. So
Yes, very true. It's one of the top reasons that girls stop playing sports. So we're all about addressing anything that stops a girl from playing sports.
fantastic. Well, you get Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award for the work that you're doing for helping women, girls, right, feel like they can do anything.
And they
Come
can't
to YouTube or Facebook.
Awesome. So I do think at the end of every show, peace in, world peace, inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live, balancing out all the bad news because you deserve it.
And why are you here, Mia?
I'm just here to have some fun, and I can't wait to
That's
meet
good.
some new people, and I hope this could be the best soccer time I can ever have in my life.
Oh, that's so great. And did you meet Shawna yet?
No, not yet, but I'm hoping I can meet her and some of her other friends that she's met.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for taking the time.
You're welcome.
Great! All right, so for those who don't know, my name is Shawna. My new last name is Palmer. So, yeah, how many of us have never been to a Football for Her event Friday night? And that's okay, you can raise your hand. Nice. So for those who don't know, Football for Her is a nonprofit organization where we provide a safe and inclusive space for girls to play, and we provide mentorship, resources, and different fun things throughout the year. And we're really excited that Angel City included us in their event leading up. They have a lot of events leading up to their first match, which is Friday. Do we have anybody going to the game on Friday?
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah. I'm here on the beautiful field with a beautiful professional player who's going to introduce herself to me and tell me why she's here.
Yes, my name is Shawna Palmer, and I'm a former professional soccer player, now the founder and executive director of a nonprofit organization here in Los Angeles called Football for Her. And we are here with Angel City and Nike hosting a clinic on a Monday night. The first game for Angel City is on Friday, so they're hosting a bunch of fun events for the community that's completely free.
Wonderful. And I love the give back. Why is this important to you?
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, there's no better feeling than giving back to the youth, and I just want to leave the game better than I left it. So I provide opportunities for girls and access so they can, see that it's possible and see how sport can really change their life.
Well, I love colorful, powerful, give back women. So thank you for what you do. I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award.
Oh,
That's
thank
to
you.
you. And if you could do this with me, peace in, peace out. World peace
We're out.
through inner peace. Thank you so much. And good afternoon. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live at a wonderful event for young women. And I have a medalist here with me to talk about a new kind of sport that is just for girls. So without further ado, could you introduce yourself and tell me why you're here?
Hi everyone, my name is Margi Osmundson. I'm a female Teqball athlete, gold medalist recently, second place in the world currently, hold the second spot. And today we're here to teach the youth about Teqball and just really trying to give back to the community from Bellatek and supporting other female businesses.
Perfect. And this is a sport just for women, or men also do this?
It's for women and men.
Okay. And you want to describe what happens here? This is the
beautiful table we have.
Yes, sort of slanted ping pong table.
Yeah, so it's played on a curved table. This helps with the trajectory of the bounce of the ball.
Okay.
So ball has to go over the table, bounce on your side, and then you have 3 touches to control it, then return it back over the net. Can't bounce on your side, then the other side. It has to clear the net, or it can hit off the net and bounce on the other side.
Wow.
So it really tests your mental skills, decision making, your first touch too.
Wonderful. So it is like you were saying, a cross between ping pong, volleyball. What were the other two?
Ping pong, volleyball, and soccer.
Wonderful. So what do you say to young women who think that they really can't do much?
Don't second guess yourself. Be confident in everything you do. Put your best foot forward. And when opportunity meets preparation, you're always going to find success. So if you're always putting yourself in the right place, eventually you're going to find success. Failure will come, but from our most failures, we find our greatest successes. So just keep trying and keep trying, even when things get hard.
How did you find that message for yourself?
I think I found it at a young age. I had brothers. I was competitive my whole life, and so I really had to fight for myself growing up, and I just had a competitive edge, and I never wanted to leave the field or leave anything that I was doing, even off the field, without any doubt. So even when I failed, I wanted to go back and make sure I did it right. So if that took months, years, that's fine. So
great. And what would you say to people right now after the pandemic? They're feeling a little beat up. They don't know if they want to go outside. What do you say to them?
Take 20 minutes, especially on days like this when it's 65, 70 degrees. A little bit of vitamin D is scientifically proven to enhance your serotonin levels and make you happy. So just get out, get some exercise, grab a Teqball table. Hit us up if you ever want to play, because we would love to teach people the sport that is actually socially distanced. You're within 6 feet of each other the whole time, so it's the best socially distanced sport you can have.
Great. And how do we find you?
You can find us on social media, Bellatek, at BELLATEQ, Bellatek.
Thank you so much, Margie. Actually, I do, since you're not in my studio, to who or what are you most grateful for? It's the last question I usually ask.
My family, always my family. They are my foundation. They've taught me a lot of characteristics that help me build me and the person I am and the athlete that I am today. So always shout out to the family, mom, dad, brothers.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This is what I do at the end of every post. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Thank you so much. I knew you would.
That's awesome.
This is Dr. Marissa reporting.
Not yet.
Have the best day ever.
This is funny. This is the demo. Now watch who this is.
Yes.
Second try.
Oh, there you go.
I know, I just love making a fool out of myself, but you know my motto, which is try everything once. I hope you enjoyed that. We have a little message from Margi. She has a meeting, otherwise she would come on, and I mentioned to her that she could come and do commentary on my bad play, but she has a meeting. But I'm so glad she checked in, And it was really cool because, you know, I get the call sheet to go in, and it lists the people. And I usually have to go look for whoever's in charge or the people that are mentioned on the call sheet. And it was so cute. I literally drove by looking for parking, and Margie was standing outside of her Teqball truck. And I had seen her picture because of, you know, prepping for the interview. And I go, "Are you Margie?" So I met her right away. And same thing happened with Shawna walking across the field. So my on location was on point yesterday, and I hope you enjoyed that. It is truly a solution, and this is why I bring these types of stories on. I also get called to go look at fires and crashes and stabbings, and I don't put those on because the mainstream news does, because they want you to go, "Oh my God, what's wrong with people?" And it's not that I don't know that's going on or I don't have compassion for what's going on. The bottom line for me, though, is there's 400,000 pieces of news you could put on in any minute. And since the mainstream's got all the "if it bleeds, it leads" covered, then I want to purposely bring you stories like this where, you know, it is women in sports and they are encouraging young kids maybe who don't have the chance to do the sports, or because they don't have access, they are not able to, or they don't feel encouraged to. So kudos to Angel City Football, whose first game is Friday at the Bank of California Stadium. Go Angel City. Number two, go, and it's a brand new sport. Women are leading the field for Teqball. Go to the Bella Teqball that Margi Osmundson. With my applause. I go, as well as Football for Her from Shawna Gordon, and Nike for donating 22,000 sports bras to young women and sponsoring these kinds of clinics. I love that this is solution. I love that it is encouraging girls. As you saw, the sweet little Mia, who wanted to make, of course, I picked the one kid out of the hundreds of kids who says, "I want to make this clinic the best clinic ever." How did that happen? So I'm really grateful for that particular story that I got to cover yesterday. So that's my first gratitude. I just went bang right into the show without take a bite of my gratitude sandwich this morning, because I was preoccupied, one, with trying to get Margie on, and two, because of my internet connection that's giving me some opportunities to grow patience and tolerance. So I am absolutely going to do 3 now with my favorite gratitude partner, Sam. So we're going to have 3 specific things that we are grateful for. And I just did mine, which is being able to cover this story and to bring you encouraging things about girls in sports. Sam, what's your first gratitude today?
My first gratitude is being able to eat dairy, not being lactose intolerant, because I had ice cream last night.
That's a good new one. I am grateful that I am lactose intolerant, so I've found some ways to substitute what I am not able to have. And I have substituted, I guess for dairy, there's not much to substitute, but I'm grateful that I have really good taste buds that like the deliciousness of life. How's that?
I'm grateful for having the morning shift and listening to your show.
Oh, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that I have Sam, my live engineer, with me half the week, who really has his own show. I'm going to give you a plug on Sundays, so you'll have to tune in to him. And that I couldn't do this on my own, so I always appreciate all the support that I get and bring that to you. So that's my third. Last but not least.
And my third is I'm grateful for, all the activities that are in this world that I can do to get my mind off of it.
Perfect. And that is the top of the gratitude button. Those of you who don't know about that hashtag Happy88 tool, if you want to start your day in a more positive way, instead of picking up your phone and scrolling through and hitting and looking at the negative stories or people arguing with what they think about different things, then you can control and choose to start with gratitude, 8 specific things in the morning. And then at night, the bottom of the button is appreciation. What are some things that you appreciate about yourself? That replaces all of the worried prattle in your head about what you didn't get done and what you still have to do tomorrow and who said what to you and who insulted you and how you're going to get revenge. All of those things that are probably a regular habit for a lot of people. And then it's no wonder you can't fall asleep. So instead of all of that worried prattle, I replace it with 3 things that I appreciate about myself, because the bottom line is, if you can't appreciate yourself, how the fork is someone else going to approve of you? So I'll start. Actually, Sam, do you want to start?
Something that I appreciate about myself?
Yes. I guess.
I appreciate the mindset that I have to be self-disciplined compared to others.
Wonderful. I appreciate that I'm not afraid to make fun of myself on camera, as you saw my epic fail in the Teqball. And actually, I have to mention this. If you're not supposed to use your hands, you're supposed to only use your feet. But I had a nice long dress on, and I already knew I was going to look a little silly. So I asked them for special compensation to use my hands in the Teqball. So I appreciate my ability to not care what I look like most of the time. Sam?
I appreciate myself facing my fears, not when I want to, but when I need to.
Beautiful. I appreciate that I get things done. I had 3 people yesterday who said, "You are the busiest person I know." And I probably shouldn't take pleasure in that, but I do. I juice my life. I know that once I die in this lifetime, there's no do-over in this thing called life this particular time. If you're Shirley MacLaine, you may have another chance, but all I know for sure is I only have this moment in this time, and you better believe it, I'm going to squeeze the juice out of every moment.
I like that.
Thank you.
And then I appreciate, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, I appreciate the person who I am. I'm such a nice guy, and I try to spread the love and the wisdom towards it. There's a lot of hate in this world, but one person at a time, right? So start with yourself.
Absolutely. I appreciate that I know how to pick people and manifest engineers who are self-aware and appreciate themselves. Thank you, Mark Westwood. I'm taking a little bit of credit here, but he gets almost all of the credit. And then Fred for supporting the move back into live studio, which we had to come away from during COVID. Thank you so much, Sam, for participating in taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Where's my, there we go. And we have more on location, hashtag Dr. Marissa reporting live. Coming back when we come back from break, I've got National Crime Week and a wonderful woman that I put on the show before. She's the founder of Crime Survivors Network, as well as the First Mommy Awards honoring moms who have lost their children through murder. So those two stories coming up after the break here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it. One of the things that many of us grew up with is being told, don't be selfish. That has led many of us to sacrifice our entire lives to helping other people without helping ourselves. So today's Mental Health Minute is going to re-examine selfishness. Because when we are caring about ourselves, putting ourselves first, then we are more likely to be like that announcement in the airplane. If we use our oxygen first, we are much better at helping others after that. If we don't, we deplete ourselves to the point of no return. So if you're an overachiever and you're running around doing this, doing that, doing this, and ending up in doo-doo, you might want to learn how to be a little more selfish and learn how to take care of yourself and be just a little more selfish. This is Dr. Marissa with your Mental Health Minute, hoping that you have the best day ever.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and my YouTube channel, which when you free subscribe, you'll get an alert every weekday morning to tune in to a new show 8 a.m. And you'll get access to my new short film, PPP Post-Pandemic Possibilities, as well as all of my past 687 shows, as well as my red carpet playlist, interviews with Fran Drescher, Melissa Etheridge, let's see, Halle Berry, John Travolta, Quincy Jones, my big top three that I just absolutely enjoyed getting to know on the carpet. And actually there's hundreds in there. Tony Hawk, YG Rapper, and Carol Baskin are my younger daughter's only guests or interviewees that she is impressed with. So I'll mention those in case anyone young is listening now. And I am your host, and I'm here today. You're welcome to continue to put in a compliment or a question, and I'll try to answer it today. But I really wanted to bring some of the stories that I've been covering this week that I thought deserved a highlight and a spotlight on my show, because I really want to balance out all the bad news with some good news. I showed you the story about women in sports before the break, and now I have two stories that we're going to get through. One is an event that the Orange County District Attorney's Office sponsored or celebrated, the National Crime Victims Awareness Week. Todd Spitzer, and he brought up a wonderful woman who I've gotten to interview before at a Thanksgiving event, and I'm going to bring you that story right now. And here we go.
And good morning, this is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, reporting live from Orange County, where we are at a beautiful display, a little poignant, of the Crime Victims Monument for the County of Orange. If you read it, in honor of those we have lost and those who have survived, their faces will never be forgotten, their voices will never be silenced, and the fight for justice will carry on for eternity. These are powerful words. We're going to have here. Todd Spitzer's office, I believe, is hosting this event. It is important that we do remember the victims of crime as we continue to shine areas of light into those that are dark temporarily.
If you could please all put your hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
My memory has so many different sections, and like all survivors, there are so many compartments with so many triggers. I'll remember a smell, which reminds me of a man, which reminds me of a place, which reminds me of another man, who I think was with a woman who had a certain smell. And I'm back to square one. This is the case for most survivors, I believe. When we try to put together our past, the triggers are many and varied. The memories are disjointed, and why wouldn't they be? We were children, we were adults, we were women, we were men, we are individuals. Even someone with an idyllic childhood who is only trying to remember the lovely things which happened to them will scratch their head and wonder, who gave them that doll? And was it for Christmas or their third birthday? Did they have a party when they were 4 or 5? When did they go on a plane for the first time? You see, even happy memories are hard to piece together. So imagine how hard it is to collate all the trauma, to pull together all the things I've been trying to push away for so many years. That is by Lori Matthew. And I just wanted to share that as I started today, to be able to speak to all of you. As I stand next to the Crime Victims Monument, as we celebrate and bring in National Crime Victims' Rights Week, as I look at all of you, including law enforcement, service providers, survivors, community members, elected officials, coming together for victims and survivors and family members. National Crime Victims' Rights Week, it is about all victims of violent crime. It's about victims that are no longer here, that have been traumatized, tragically murdered within our own communities, within our own families, within our own friendships, within our own workplaces. It's about the survivors that are left behind from those victims that were murdered, that are trying each and every day to cope, to deal, to heal, to find a light at the end of their day, to never forget their loved ones, the memories of them. They have to sit at a table every holiday season to be able to have a missing place setting. They have to celebrate birthdays with their loved ones that are no longer with us. Today is also about survivors of rape, sexual assault, child abuse, elder abuse, human trafficking, domestic violence, attempted murder, all victims of violent crime. This monument here is to be able to have all victims of violent crime to be able to come to a place to feel empowered, strengthened, a place of solace. And you know, I have to say, I've been doing this now for 20 years. April 4th of 2002, my personal trainer came into my house and drugged me, wrapped my face and head in saran wrap, beat me black and blue, screaming to kill me and my son. I got in this movement to make it better for victims and survivors in our community. And most days I feel like a failure in 2022 because I witness and I see what's happening through our legal process and our legal system. And I thought, well, should I get any kind of negativity today? Because I'm not a negative person, but I am a voice for the voiceless. And I have to share my voice, not only as a survivor, but a community leader. And I have to be able to call on our elected officials to be able to fund law enforcement, to be able to fund district attorneys, to be able to empower and strengthen our community members that are out there sacrificing day in and day out for victims and survivors and to keep us safe. And we must not forget, especially the individuals that are back here that are fighting for us day in and day out, to collect the evidence, to get an arrest, to get a conviction, so that victims do matter. Victims matter. We need to stand up and speak up. We need to balance the scales of justice. Yes, we need rehabilitation, but we need an overhaul on our system. Because when we get to 2022 and the offenders and the criminals have more rights than the victims, we're losing this battle. We're losing what this monument means. It means for all victims of violent crime to get their rights, their Marsy's Law rights, to be able to get justice, to be able to get resources. There are many organizations here today, Waymakers, Get Safe, Parents of Murdered Children, many victims groups that are sacrificing day in and day out for these victims and survivors. We are better and stronger together. We need to come together to make a greater difference and an impact, and to make sure that we all know victims matter. Whether it was in 2002, 2015, 2022, 2025, 2030, we need to stand united together so that victims have hope and healing to be able to survive and thrive. And I want to be able to end on today with a short quote as well. And I just also want to thank you. Thank you for being here today, because your presence does make a difference and an impact. And we are going to be stronger together after today, after National Crime Victims' Rights Week. We only have a week. It's Sexual Assault Awareness Month, Child Abuse Prevention Month. The 27th is Denim Day. But we need to bring light to this 365 days out of the year, because victims are victims 365 days out of the year. And we're going to be in business as long as I know, as long as I'm breathing. I made a promise that I'm going to continue to sacrifice and do what I'm doing, and I ask that you join our movement that victims matter. Violators cannot live with the truths. Survivors cannot live without it. There are those who still once again are poised to invalidate and deny us. If we don't assert our truth and our voices, It may again be relegated to fantasy, but the truth won't go away. It will keep surfacing until it is recognized and acknowledged. Truth will outlast any campaigns mounted against it, no matter how mighty, clever, or long. It is invincible. It's only a matter of which generation is willing to face it, and in so doing, protest future generations from ritual abuse. So please join me in celebrating National Crime Victims' Rights Week to bring rights and a voice to victims. Thank you so very much.
Good morning, this is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, reporting live from an event here in Orange County, and I have someone very special. You got to meet her last Thanksgiving, I think. If you could introduce yourself and tell me why you're here.
Hi, I'm Patricia with Crime Survivors. I'm the founder CEO, and we're here to bring in National Crime Victims' Rights Week here at the Orange County District Attorney's Office. This is the Crime Victims Monument behind us in celebration for all victims that are surviving and thriving in our community. We're here to come together as a community to offer hope, healing, public safety, and just be our better and stronger together.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Thank you very much. Remember this, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Dr. Marissa reporting live, balancing out all the bad news with good news. People that are doing something to bring light to areas of temporary darkness. Thank you.
Thank you. Years. Todd was the very first person that I actually went to when I survived attempted murder, to ask him to help and to support and to listen, to be able to bring justice to victims and survivors, and to bring service providers together, including law enforcement, nonprofits, individuals in the community. And he was the very first person that listened and heard me to be able to make a difference in our community. So as the founder CEO of Crime Survivors, thank you, Todd Spitzer. As a survivor myself, thank you for being there all these years. I appreciate and value our collaborative partnership, our friendship, our relationship, and to witness what you do for our communities day in and day out.
June 19th of 2016, we lost my father due to gang violence. All he was doing was working to provide for us. It was my first day as a dad and his as a grandfather. It's been tough taking my 6-year-old to the graveyard and telling her, this is your grandfather. She asked questions that I often don't have the answers to. She asked me, Dad, why is there bad people in this world? Why is Grandpa dead? Why did somebody shoot him? I can't answer those questions. It's been almost 6 years and it still feels unreal, like a nightmare. I felt emotionally, physically, and spiritually drained. I think the hardest part was sitting in the same room with the person who killed my father. There were nights that I would wake up at 3, 4 a.m. in the morning and just replay in my head what happened in court that particular day. It's not been easy going through this journey. It hasn't. But one thing that has helped me has been God. He has been giving me strength every step of the way to not have hatred in my heart. That is a prayer I would have to do every morning before I would go to court. I don't want hatred in my heart. It's not easy, but God has helped me and I know He will help each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming and standing with our victims of crime. In the fight for justice, especially for victims of crime, we must all stand together. Thank you.
This is Dr. Marissa reporting live, bringing you the balance, trying to find the good news and the solution when all the news is usually bad news. So, what's right with people, what's right with politicians, and what's right with our Orange County. Now remember, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace.
Let's just take a deep breath right now and honor those who have lost loved ones through violent crime. This is about victims' rights. It is this week, and let's just, send out, take a deep breath in through the nose, and releasing peace and comfort and love. Even though I know I can't understand fully what that must be like, but kudos to all those who are really trying to change the situation so that these violent, unnecessary, horrific crimes are, I don't know if they'll ever be gone, but not forgotten. I think that is one of the messages, is that it's, we focus so much on the criminal, and maybe we don't have the same compassion or help offered to the victims of those crimes. So that's the breath for them. And finally, this is a story, another poignant story that I got to cover at the Reef Hotel a couple of nights ago that I wanted just to bring you.
And this is Dr. Marissa reporting live this evening for a very poignant night. It is the awards for the mommies who have lost someone very close to them.
And if nobody don't see you, I'll see you.
Of course, it is an emotional event, and I am so grateful that I got to interview a couple of the women here and just share their pain and share their healings. And good evening, my name is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and I'm here at a very special event called the Mommy Awards. And I just pulled someone aside who looked really fabulous at the dessert table, and she was taking pictures like me. If you could introduce yourself, tell me what your name is and why you're here.
Hi, my name is Natalie Sherman Barrero, and I'm here on account of my son, Andre Terrell Barrero, that was murdered 2015.
Okay.
And, I'm just glad to be here and a part of this. It's the celebration is so nice sometimes to smile and just, instead of being sad all the time, today's going to be a good day.
Beautiful. Can you show the picture of your son?
This is my son, Andre. He was 23 years old.
And can I know how he died?
He was shot at a liquor store. They were robbing it, and he happened to just be there.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was an innocent bystander. But the people that did it, they were charged, and they got 80 to life, and we got justice, but we just don't have my son.
Right,
Yeah.
and that doesn't take that away.
No,
and
it
I'm
doesn't.
so sorry. And I don't want you to be sad because this is your night to celebrate. However, I love it when people cry, not because I'm sadistic, but
Right.
because tears are the disinfectant that keep your heart soft.
Okay.
So I never want you to apologize for crying,
Okay.
and that means that I see your heart's open.
Okay.
And I think that's beautiful. So thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much for having
opening
me.
your heart.
Thank you.
And tell other moms who may have suffered such a loss like this, what is important to remember and know in the healing process?
Well, what was important for me and was good for me to know to help me get it through every day was, it's God's plan, not ours. If it was my plan, it wouldn't have happened. So we're God's children and it was God's plan. So I'll just see him on the other side.
Well, that provides comfort. I hope it provides comfort to you. Let me get over here because can I give you a hug? Oh, sweetheart. I picked the right person.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a room full of women, and she caught my eye, and I said, would you want to talk to me? And she said yes, and I'm so glad you did, because you're going to go out there and dance your little booty
Yes,
off.
I am. I'm going to smile today.
And be happy.
Yes.
And knowing, you know what? He's with my dad on the other side,
Uh-huh.
and he is cheering for you.
Yes, he is.
tonight.
Yes,
and
he
I
is.
and I know that. Yes. Thank you
Yes.
for sharing your heart.
Thank
with
you
me.
so much for asking me.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now I do this at the end of every show, and you do peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Spell your name, please.
Jessica Gordon. I'm making these moms know that they are important, they are queens, that we love them, they are amazing, their strength is unimaginable, and I'm grateful to be around them.
Beautiful.
I love you guys. Have a blessed day. Annual Mommy Awards, it will be every year, so we can celebrate this type of love, this type of strength, this type of pain.
Beautiful. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live, reminding you it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those stories that I brought to you from my on-location work. I thought they were absolutely very important to share with you, as my show is about hope and happiness. And even when things are tough and even things are unfair and shouldn't have happened, pain in life is mandatory, but suffering is optional. And kudos to all of the people that I've highlighted this show. Patricia Wenskunas, who's the founder CEO of Crime Survivors. Please go support that group. Todd Spitzer's office, the DA that's doing sponsoring this work, and all our law enforcement who are doing things to try to bring justice. And I know there's a lot of criticism depending on what side of the political parties you're in, but the bottom line is it's a system that we're trying to improve. Jessica, with her first Mommy Award, her organization is Headstones from the Heart, and then the girls' sports with Football for Her, and with the Teqball and Margi. So plenty of places for you to go to keep things on the side of solution instead of complaining about the problem. And we're almost out of time. I want to invite you tomorrow to come back. We're going to talk about how life after a breakup with a repeat guest, and she's co-hosting with me tomorrow, Cynthia Coffey. As well, she's the author of You Can Do Hard Things. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. It's going to be a great show. Also, if you're not as happy as you want to be, if you're not 88% happy, come to my free Get Happy orientation tomorrow night. Just go to drmarissa.life. It's free at 7 p.m. You'll get the Zoom link as well as a free happiness tip sheet. And everyone that attends gets a free copy of the audiobook of my #1 bestseller, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. So that's Wednesday. And then this Saturday, I'll be teaching Balanced Tai Chi Gong. We're out of time. I was going to give you a little lesson, but the stories came first, so we'll do that another time. Here Saturday, I'll be teaching on the beach in front of the plunge. Again, go to drmarissa.life to register. That's it for today's 687th show. Go forth and multiply the peace that you are. Have the best day ever. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from her living room, reminding you it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace.
Welcome to Balanced Tai Chi Gong. My name is Dr. Marissa Pei. For the next 28 minutes, we will be slow dancing with the universe in a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Just follow the sound of my voice and move with me as I guide you through this ancient wisdom through New Thought practice. As a corporate psychologist, I created this practice in response to my life and those of my clients. We were professional, high achievement-oriented, multitasking control freaks and exhausted. No matter how many successes, it was never enough. That, coupled with a painful life experience, led me on a quest to find another way to live and back to my Chinese roots. If you practice regularly, I can promise you that it will impact all health vortexes. Body, mind, spirit, soul. You will be in a place of balance and inner peace the way we were created. 谢谢.
Be my partner, dance with me, just hold on.